Yeah, we have finished this and this. We start from B today.
Huh?
Yeah, need 150 words, a lot. Explain 3 factors you need to consider in order to critically evaluate whether reading J is a source of good quality information to support your practice. Reading J. Here, reading J.
Oh, yes, what we just read last night.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, I mean, this study was conducted in Sweden. So I guess whether there could be any difference because it was conducted in Sweden instead of Australia or Cambodia. What do you think?
I think it said about the source of good quality information that support.
So who is the writer? We could look at the author's credentials. You know.
Writer here?
Yeah. So the goal of the study was to more closely examine this idea of nature versus nurture, says Kenneth Kendler, MD, Professor of Psychiatry at Virginia Commonwealth University in Richmond. So, I mean, we could say that the author is quoting a very good source. You know,
Yes.
he is quoting, professor of psychiatry. You know, so you know that's reliable.
Yeah.
Do you have your answer on another tab?
Yeah. Let back to the answer that I quote.
So explain 3 factors you need to consider in order to critically evaluate whether reading J is a source of good quality information to support your practice. So I'll read your response. Reading J needs to consider in evaluation criteria such as accuracy, purpose, and relevance. Accuracy is mentioned about the reliability, truthfulness of the source of information come from. For instance, that study was published in the American Journal of Psychiatry. Good. And that study is also supported by evidence, more than 3,200 pairs of siblings from a Swedish health registry, and research team analysed data. Yes, good. And 150 words. I think your response is good. Maybe we could just make it a little bit clearer.
Okay.
So we could just go number 1. So could you break up accuracy as number 1 point, purpose number 2 point, and relevance number 3 point? I think.
Like this?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and I think you could just take reading J needs to consider. You could take that out of there. So the first sentence, I think you could take it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, good. How about you do accuracy and then in brackets, just put reliability, truthfulness, reliability and truthfulness of the source of information. I don't think it needs many changes.
Mm-hmm.
I might just put it in the chat.
The answer I choose from study guide page 54.
Oh, page 54. Uh-huh.
Study guide, yeah, and including with reading J 77.
Uh-huh.
I send the whole text to you, and
Uh-huh.
in case you copy it and edit.
Oh, that's probably easier. I tried to do that, but when it's highlighted, I couldn't do it. Okay. I'll just send what I did already.
Which is a credible source.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, credible source, meaning it has credibility. It has, we can trust it. If something's credible, we can sort of trust the information. Now, the second part of this, I'm just going to move one part of this down to relevance, I think.
Relevant. The third is
I feel like the third point, relevance, needs a bit more information, a bit more some more examples in there. Okay, I'll just finish correcting the last part of number 1. That's just the second part.
Okay.
So that's all 1. I didn't change very much there. And now I'll do 2.
Yes.
So Gia, I'm not sure that the co-author is Kenneth Kendler, is it? Or is he just writing an article about the experiment?
Let me check. Kendler.
Yeah. Like Kenneth Kendler is the writer of this article.
Let's check together. Here, Kendler.
Oh, okay.
Also Kendler here.
Oh, yes, you're right. Yeah, good.
He says people study.
Is there another author or just Kendler?
I think maybe he also a writer or author. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Maybe we can just say the author rather than the co-author. Because I'm not sure there's another author of this article. Yeah. I think that would be safer.
Yeah. Professor. Kendler is a professor of psychiatry. Yeah. So author is the one who write the book, is it?
Well, I think that the author is who has written this article, but it is referencing it. He's talking about a study that was done. Like sort of an experiment. Yeah.
It's emphasized that he is a professor of psychiatry.
Yes. Yeah, I just sent you number 2. So I just changed them around a little bit.
Okay, thank you. The word psychiatry is very sweet, but the meaning is not good.
Oh, yes. I'm just adding something to 1. I thought this should go into one.
Mhm.
So it's also accurate, that the study has accuracy, and also the writer.
So the writer who references the study in Sweden is also a credible source, as he is a professor of psychiatry at an esteemed university. So where to add?
Yeah, where shall we put it? I think after the American Journal of Psychiatry.
Okay. Is it like that?
Oh, yes, I'll get rid of the chat. Sorry. Yes.
The writer who
sorry. You can get rid of which is a credible source. Sorry. Which is a credible source? Sorry, should come after psychiatry.
So again.
Yes, that's good. I think. Hold on.
This is not added yet.
No, it's not added yet. So after the full stop. So accuracy, reliability, and truthfulness of the information. Reading J shows that the study was published in the American Journal of Psychiatry, which is a credible source. And now you can add the writer who references the study in Sweden.
So after the credible source.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yes.
And now relevance. Let me look for a definition of relevance in the dictionary, because we explained what the other words meant.
Relevant in the study guide is here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, let's go back then. Okay, I'm just copying and pasting this. Looking back at the question. Oh, sorry, there's a dog in here. Come here, Willa. Come on. I didn't realise Willa was in there, if you want to call her. Yeah. Willa, come on. Sorry, Suchia, I closed the door. I didn't realise there was a dog asleep in here.
That's okay.
Okay, I think that's good.
Relevance, importance of the information for the counselor's need. Theoretical and analysis.
Analysis. So analysis is when, the study looks at information, and then interprets it. Yeah, so they're sort of analyzing, they're working out, the information.
If we talk about the one who analyze, it's called analysis as well.
Yeah, or it could be scientist or psychiatrist. Yeah, but when you analyze something, you sort of look at the information and then you make conclusions.
Okay.
So as a counselor, you will analyze information.
What to call who is always analyze about the political or something?
Oh, yeah, it could be a political analyst.
Okay.
Yeah, political analyst.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can help the counselor understand the greater depth, the ways in which nurture factors can influence whether a child develops depression. It may provide more updated information and data than what the counselor has previously read. Okay.
So I thought relevance, you might have read about nature versus nurture, but in the readings that you're given, they want you to look for greater depth.
Yeah.
You know, go into it a bit deeper and I'm just thinking what the marker is wanting to find. So they are encouraging you to keep update with the latest information. So, you know, you might have studied counseling 10 years ago, but then you read this, and it kind of changes your opinion a little bit.
Yes, yes. Okay, to see. Do you think this article in Reading J is a credible professional source of good quality information? Is it likely to be useful in expanding your knowledge of what nature and nurture factors may be involved in the development of depression? I just agree with
Yes, yeah, I would agree. Yeah. Could you send me that in the chat?
Yes, sure.
I'll try to make this very quick.
Yeah.
It's not easy, this course.
Not easy at all.
It's getting harder, actually, don't you think?
Yeah.
There we go. I didn't change much of that.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Yes, the article in J is a credible, reputable source of high quality information because it shows clearly the source of the publication, the author's name, and shows the evidence base with the exact number of analyzed data on adoptive parents and children samples. Moreover, it is useful in expanding my knowledge by emphasizing that major depression has important biological and genetic components. But nurturing environments can play a major role in avoiding depression in later life. Great.
Yeah, your writing was really good there. I didn't change much.
Thank you. For the next one, I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Right. Do you want to read the question?
Yeah. Imagine that you are working as a counselor in a local community center. Many of the clients attending the center are from the age group of 50s and above. You recently attended a webinar on psychology and aging, which is offered to a range of medical and helping professionals who may be working with older adults. The webinar discussed a range of topics, e.g., dementia, decision-making capacity, memory interventions. Memory interventions mean like the ability of
I've never seen it. I've never seen memory interventions.
For example, maybe like how to give idea or something. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that a memory intervention might be that if you couldn't remember things, you know, maybe it's a good idea to take notes or, you know, find ways of remembering things more easily. But in that sentence, I don't quite understand because it doesn't really work with the other parts of the sentence. So I'm going to take a photo of it. I'll ask Jim's opinion. I mean, sometimes, you know, in a particular field, they might use a term that we're
Very
not
technical.
used to. Yeah, but it does seem strange in that sentence.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I know people with old people who have dementia.
Mhm.
Sometimes if they have mild dementia, they can stay living in their homes.
Mhm.
They sometimes have signs on the wall saying,
Mhm.
remember to turn off the heater, remember to lock the door.
Yeah, maybe like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of a bit weird in that sentence, but
Mhm. Mental health. And strategies relevant to understanding the work and working with older adults. What older adults?
I guess 50 and above.
Still use the word adults.
Me, I guess, well, an adult is anybody from the age of 18, I
Yes.
guess,
Yes.
or 20 if they're no longer a teen.
Yeah.
So they're young adults. I'm an older adult. I'm nearly 53, so I'm an older
You know,
adult.
when translated into Khmer, it's very funny.
All right.
It's not about the age. When use this word but translate the same meaning into Khmer, it can be another meaning like
Oh,
old people, but their mind is very young and they are very like too childish or something.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But maybe this is a different meaning in Khmer. Yeah.
Uh,
They refer on to the age only here.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, let's brainstorm now. So the first thing that came into my mind was Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Uh-huh.
So people at 50, or
Mhm.
you could go back to, was it Erickson or Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
Mhm.
What do people who are 50 and above,
Mhm.
what are they hoping to achieve in their life?
To Maslow.
Mm.
Uh, Let me read the content. Book reading or study guide. Study guide or
Hmm. Uh, just going to take a photo of this.
Maslow, Freud. Okay, study guide.
Hmm.
Page 30.
Oh. Hmm.
Erickson's stage of development. Is it about this
Uh,
development?
could be.
Right? Focus on internal biological drives. New personal.
Can you, when you're ready to scroll down? Oh, yeah. Stop. Go back up again a little bit. Oh, stop there. And you could scroll down more. Could go down to that 50 age group.
Yeah.
Oh.
Generativity, integrity.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the question. Read it through again. So imagine that you are working as a counsellor in a local community centre. Maybe your community centre might have a lot of people from Cambodia, a lot of people from the Cambodian community.
Yeah.
Many of the clients attending the centre are from the age group of 50s and above. Okay, so you're already working as a counsellor to these older people, and then you recently attended a webinar on psychology and aging, which is offered to a range of medical and helping professionals who may be working with older adults. The webinar discussed a range of topics: dementia, decision-making capacity, memory interventions. That's what I think it must mean. Yeah, people with problems with their memory, you help them develop ways of remembering things.
Yes.
Mental health and strategies relevant to understanding and working with older adults. Explain the steps you will take in considering whether and how to integrate what you have learned into your practice. No, see what you think of that, Sachia, just as a starting point. I just put it in the chat, so I'll keep going.
Firstly, I may consider the ethnic background of my clients, which may mean that I need to present my information to them in a certain way. They might not be very familiar with counseling practice and even be a bit worried.
Oh, actually, let me just change that a little bit. Now that I look at it, I can do something better. I missed the point. Hold on. So, Chia, could you think of something that, as a counsellor might work with, people who are born in Australia, but wouldn't work for people who might be, say, born in Cambodia?
In the last practical, they have the rule of counselor. They, before they share idea, the counselor share idea to the client, they have to tell about how the organization is operated, like they just explain the client to understand and to be honest and freely share their problem, and to build their strong self-belief, self-confidence, and to make them better understand and can be can reach their desire. And they can be to make them to be the expert of their own problem solving, without giving any advice or offer solutions. Yes, something like that. Because I think people is not like being told.
Yes,
that they need idea. But the philosophy of Asia, Asian people, they like to tell, they like to advise. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, but for people here, no. The counselor say, oh, I will not give you any advices or offer solution, but I will work with you to help you better understand about your own inner resources or something.
Right. Okay. Okay, I'm doing something different. Oh, it's a very big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huge, really. The more you think about it, it's a really big question.
Yes. That is why I have no idea.
Um,
They are producing something that will outline them.
Hmm.
Explain the step you will take in considering whether and how integrate what you have learned into practice. I didn't study guide. Maybe the first have to know how the presenting issues at the first. The
Yes.
issues, yes. And then what are some nature and nurture factors that consider his or her situation,
Yeah.
and how do these factors interact to contribute to his or her present issues. So maybe this can help.
That's good.
Yeah, I read this
Oh, good.
around here.
I can't seem to post. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know if this is right, but what I wrote before, get rid of it. So you can delete what I wrote before. I just missed a bit. I missed out. I missed something.
Yes.
I can see a mistake there. So presenting issues, words like that I think are good. Firstly, I would consider the accuracy and relevancy of the information at the webinar. Do you think or not?
Yeah, because we have the counselor have to work on webinar. Oh, recently attended. Yeah, already attended.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine that the webinar would be good quality, but do they want us to consider the accuracy and relevancy of the information?
Yeah, it focus on the information that we got from webinar. Is it?
Well, it says, explain the steps you will take in considering whether and how to integrate what you have learned into your practice. So I thought, because earlier they were saying whenever you look at information, decide, is it accurate? Is it relevant? So I thought maybe the first step could be, firstly, I would consider the accuracy and relevancy of the information at the webinar. Do you think so?
Probably.
Well, I don't know. I would then think about my individual clients and their presenting issues. Very good.
Yes.
And which topics covered in the webinar would be most relevant to them. I made a mistake here. So we could expand this. So before you mentioned, considering nature and nurture factors of the individual clients, maybe skip to next, I would consider whether I would use any of the topics, for example, memory interventions, in a one-to-one setting, or give a talk to a group about ways to improve our memory and avoid forgetting things. This could be even presented in a fun way using games and quizzes and making it quite informal. Maybe, I don't know. Because, it is a local community centre. So I know that community centres often have different events, you know, you might not have to do something just one-to-one. You might give a sort of presentation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
In the question, they just need to know the step that we
Yes.
we quote from what we learn to practice.
Well, maybe, but it says, if we look at the last sentence, it says, explain the steps
Yeah,
you
the
will
steps.
take
Yeah.
in considering whether or how to integrate. To integrate really means to use what you have learned from this webinar into your practice. So that's why I started thinking about it in a different way. And I thought, what's the webinar about? It's about dementia, decision-making capacity, memory interventions, and mental health. So I thought you could just pick one of those and then talk about how you would present it. So sort of how you would use it, how you'd use that information on memory interventions. I thought, you know, would you use it? How many of your clients have difficulty with remembering things? And then would you use that just one-to-one with one client, or would you use that maybe in a group setting? That's what I came to think. That's how we should answer that question.
Yeah.
Because it is quite specific. So the webinar discussed a range of topics, you know, relevant to that age group: dementia, decision-making capacity, memory interventions, mental health. And then, so how would you use that information with your clients? Would you use it? And then how would you apply it, I guess?
It's hard.
Yeah. So the first line I'm not sure of. Do we just accept that it's a really good webinar and all the information is great?
Workshops. Okay.
I am going to ask Jim for his opinion on this.
Yes.
I'm just going to screenshot this.
Yeah.
And then when we come up with a good answer, I'll even text it to you. Would that be okay? No, I'll email it to you.
Yes.
Because then, you know, at first I thought, should you go back to Erickson's theories and work that in there? Or are they wanting you to be a little bit more general?
Yes, I will check it again.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine. Very appreciated. I think it's make you headache with me.
Well, it's getting harder. It is getting harder. I mean, if I were doing this course myself, some questions I probably would get stuck on for a while. I'd have to give a lot of thought.
A friend of mine told me that this is diploma, but compared to what we call
a higher degree.
Yeah, higher degree in Cambodia, very high.
Oh, okay, yeah. Look, it's getting harder. It's getting more involved. And now I keep wondering, you know, how are they wanting you to answer this question? Do you go back with this one? You know, do you go back to the readings and quote Erickson? Or do they want you to be a little bit more general about it, sort of common sense, showing common sense.
Mhm. I think maybe it's related to practical as well, because
Yeah.
it is how counselor do their job with the process of their job.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, step by step or something. Maybe I will look through the practical as well,
Yeah.
because in practical also show how to speak to the client.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Because
However,
because you might have your over 50s might not have any of these issues. No dementia, no problem with decision making capacity, no problem with memory, but they might have mental health issues.
yeah,
And then you would go back to Erickson
yes, yes,
and look at that. But if one of their big issues is independence, they want to stay in their home, but they're having problems with their memory, then you could use that.
yes.
But how to put that in words? I promise you tonight, I'm going to come up with an answer.
Okay.
You don't have to use it, but I'll get his opinion as well.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Chris.
You're welcome. So
Sorry
sorry
that-
we didn't. Sorry
sorry
we
that
didn't get more.
Sorry that I get you involved with my course.
Oh, I'm sorry we didn't cover more material tonight. We didn't answer more questions.
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very
Good
much.
night. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.